Hello guys, Crispin here. Wanted to shoot a video today and discuss alignment. A lot of fellow members have addressed or brought up or questioned, have questions about what it is they should be doing with their group. They have these different interests. They feel like there's some conflict. They're not quite sure what their superpower is as well, and things of this nature, and how it all aligns, how it all will work together to serve them with their knowledge business. I kind of have been thinking about calling you guys knowledge business architects or knowledge business builders, and I kind of think I'm kind of leaning on the knowledge business architects, because though we are following the blueprint of Dean and Tony, to a certain degree, we are still architects. We're still designing our own businesses, and it's almost like, in classical architecture, there's a style of building, and there's Greek architecture principles, and there's Roman, and then there's modern, postmodern. There's all kinds of influences or forms, as it were, styles of architecture, and that's what they've done. That's what Tony and Dean have done. They've put together this style of building, like knowledge business with powerful impact, massive change, aspirations of wealth, of true wealth for you and for those who are in your group following your knowledge business, as members of your knowledge business. But still, we're architects. We're designing our own business. We're putting forward our classes and our courses and our materials and building our value ladders. And it really is in keeping with what my message is, because as I've mentioned before on videos, I'll mention it again. Don't feel like you have to cancel things out. Get rid of activities in order to remain focused. Just need to make sure they're aligned. Other members have recommended that people find their superpower personally, and ensure that they're sharing that personal superpower. Some people are saying and encouraging us to know what our superpower is in relationship to our knowledge and to our work and to our profession and our business. And other people are saying, find it. Don't feel the pressure of having to write it up now. Do the course as best you can, go through it over and over, and it will start to unfold. And I am a believer that you have your different interests and you develop them. You create a Facebook group around an interest. You invite people, friends and acquaintances that are likely to join upon invitation, and as you meet people and discuss it, you add them to the group, right? So it's in keeping with a sort of an evolution, a building, right? Establishing what you have now. Some of us are in the living room with the couches turned upside down and throwing sheets over and playing around, just like we did when we were kids. Others already have a small business, bursting at the seams and restrictive, so we want to explode it, blow it up and just start a whole new thing, and I'm in the area where I think people should do the best with what they've got, improve it, make it better, refine their understanding in their job, ensure that they establish their own methods and procedures and recommendations in a Facebook group, amongst friends, amongst colleagues, and start to step out as an individual with new ideas, new thinking, and discussing, as I've mentioned before, the industry in terms of the public knowledge that's out there and available. So you're not breaching any intellectual property of your company or your industry, but you're able to discuss the fundamentals, which is public knowledge, Wikipedia, and then bring your touch to it, so that you can establish and you can build on what you already know, and you can bring that know-how with your spin, your touch, your magic, and just gradually build that. Now, also you have these different other activities, as I've mentioned, athletic interests, mindfulness, well-being, this knowledge business. I mean, you should have your own group, your own knowledge business group. I do. Hashtag KBB Mastermind Group. And you should be, I mean, you're able to provide this workshop, the seven levels deep, the, you know, the not to do list. You can right now simply provide this material in a mastermind and then do what I'm saying there. You start to see your own way, your own additions. I like to do the priming with Tony. I've got to do my one today. I usually like to do it in the morning, but I had a lot of things on my agenda and I got through them, so I'll get back to it. But when he talks about the energy coming in through the earth and your energy coming from a light above you, I like to have a golden light above me. And I like to see energy coming in through me and going round in a circle and going into the earth and out of the earth. And I imagine all the various energies coming into me, and it makes me feel stronger as well. When you do a cycle through you and around, so it goes up through you and around. So from the ground into you, if it goes this way, I think sometimes it can make you weaker. When you go that way, it makes you stronger. So it's going forward through you. It's a martial arts technique. Basically, I had a martial arts teacher who taught me that when you defend yourself or move forward and you do circles towards the person, you weaken them and strengthen yourself, your energy. When you go the other way, you weaken them. So forward, gosh, I've just been practicing this. So in it goes, when you go backwards, with your arms backwards, it weakens them. That's right. But as you go, if for yourself, you're going in a circle forward. So no, sorry. Right, as you go backwards, you weaken them and strengthen yourself. Sorry about that. Just had wasn't quite thinking of it clearly. Right, yeah, so that's an alteration. That's a little difference, but it still embraces the principle of, you know, sharing energy through the earth, thinking of the allness of all, of infinity, and benefiting from that energy and sharing that energy and gathering strength, etc. But it's a way in which I feel there's a little difference, and I've applied that little bit of know-how I learned from a martial arts teacher. So as you continue to deliver your workshop, and as you continue to answer questions and meet the needs of yourself and of others, you find your own voice. You strengthen your own voice, and you discover pieces of knowledge, ways of being and doing that are unique to you, that are discovered by you, that are strengthened by you, that you can share with others. And bit by bit, as you move along, Rome was not built in a day. You are then able to provide your workshop, your knowledge, your mastermind group. When you hold a mastermind group and your members provide insights to the other members, come up with solutions to the other members, and are building and growing, well, you tell those stories about how this happened and what the team recommended. You share it in a video for your group to enjoy, for other members to enjoy. Probably the paying group, but in some cases, just like Russell Brunson, he'll share an insight that he gathered from a mastermind group that he attends, or some event that he goes to where he gathers insight, and he shares those lessons, and we all appreciate it. I love those lessons from Dean and Tony and Russell. So the point is this, is that do it. Do what you can. Improve what you've got now. Build what you want to build in the future. And as you advance, as you learn lessons from others, as you discover things for yourself, as you get your epiphanies, and find the stories that support them, that tell those epiphanies in a way where it includes your experience, it includes the relevant information, so that when you make that point, your audience has the epiphany too, the very same epiphany you had. And don't blind them with details and science and gobbledygook and what Russell calls geeking out, all of the technical jargon. Just keep it real to your experience, your epiphany, what helped you have that epiphany, and will probably help them have the epiphany. Sometimes they might need a little bit more information. Sometimes they don't have as much insight in a certain area, and you need to get better at prepping a broad audience with what it is you want to share with them, so that they are in a position to put the dots, to connect the dots and have the epiphany. That's part of your job. So I would be less anxious about what are you going to do now, because that's neurosis, right? That's being neurotic. Having to have a result now, I need this to be done now. It's in a state of neurosis. You know, when you think in the future, building towards the future, doing what you can do now, but building and advancing and making progress towards the future, that's healthy, that's sane. If you get stuck in the past, as some people are, with mistakes or failures or losses, you know, that leads you to depression and sadness. Not sane, right? Insane to a degree, you know, being stuck in the past. It's not healthy, right? So do what you can now to improve what you have now. You can provide your KBB workshop, and then also continue to improve and advance the different groups that you're involved in, the activities you're involved in. These are people that have know-how in that specific area, and you share the group's messages. You become a leader of the group by the fact that you have a group that you created, that you're posting, you're improving posts if you have it set up that way. And you know, bit by bit, people will be finding out what you're doing outside of the group, and they'll be interested in it and join your knowledge group, your Facebook knowledge group, or your business with regards your interest that you'll develop into be a development channel, a business development channel into your knowledge business group. And then bit by bit, they'll say, you know what, I really would like some more help from you, and they'll pay you. Typically, you want to charge less than you would normally pay once you feel confident that everything's running well. I did that. I was charging less for my services. I did stuff for free. You know, when I was beginning consulting, I would work with people for free. But eventually, you know, you get to increase your prices. I offer full price for people to pay for my services now, and I'm happy to do so, and you will get there. But each of these different interest groups will help supply you with insights and knowledge and help you codify the information of that group, and then result in people channels coming into your knowledge business group. And if once things become aligned with these different ways into your group, these different bits of knowledge and certainty to give you conviction and make you a leader in that group, people will admire you, look up to you, and want to do more things with you. So that's what I'm talking about. Establish alignment, create alignment, and look at the long term, and look at building a great future and doing the best thing you can do now, right? The best that you can do now. There are people behind you that will benefit from it. There are people you look up to and aspire to be like. And to you, they're ahead and you want to learn what they have. You want to know what they're doing. It's the same is true of you. Those people that are chapters behind you want to be in your position. They look up to you, and there's value in your helping them make the improvements they need to do. They need to make. All right, guys, on that note, see you next time. Have a fantastic day, and may you be the best knowledge business architect that there is and there can be, especially when it comes to your expertise. Bye now.